We begin this broadcast with breaking news coming in from Pakistan. All mobile services have been suspended across the country. Now let's turn to Pakistan, a country barreling towards chaos. After 4 days of back and forth, there is a new twist.
Pakistanis have gone to the polls in a critically important election. What will be left of their democracy? With the army pulling the strings behind the scenes, not much.
Why democracy has flourished in India and why democracy is so fragile that no elected leadership is able to complete 5 years is US is also, we need to blame US also, the flag bearer of democracy, who has kept the democracy fragile. The destiny of South Asia, the vibrancy of SAARC is linked with the solution of the issue of Kashmir. Till the time Kashmir will not be solved, hostility will never end. Shashi Tharoor, and he has suggested a way forward. In this context, according to him, even if the terrorist attack takes place, we should not be the first one to call off the peace process. We need. But here, before I give you the answer, so I want you to clear to this audience that that you have invited me to record this podcast, or I have pushed you for this. As last time you said that.
Sir, I don't think that is relevant for this discussion.
It may look like a victory. Now she's mobilizing her supporters and protesting against what she believes was a rigged vote count.
Hello and welcome to the RAU'S podcast. Today we have with us PSIR faculty, Mr. Rahul Puri Sir, who has been teaching International Relation, Internal Security and PSIR option at RAU'S IAS. And sir, since last 7 to 8 days, not only the national pages of the newspapers, but also the editorial and the world page cover very important happening that has occurred in our neighborhood. And you must be following that, which deals with the elections outcome in the Pakistan. And so for the first time, it looks like that army has not been able to get its way with respect to the desirability of the outcome of the elections. But sir, even at a deeper level, the main question that we should be asking, that after 75 years of independence, why Pakistan as a state and people of the Pakistani state have never been able to entrench the democracy? Why it's so difficult in Pakistan to institutionalize democracy in that state, sir?
Yeah. So this requires a kind of wider analysis.
Yes.
What all has been analyzed till date, most of the analysis and focus is on the domestic politics of Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
But here, before I give you the answer,
Yes, sir.
so I want you to clear to this audience that that you have invited me to record this podcast, or I have pushed you for this. As last time you said that.
Sir, I don't think that is relevant for this discussion.
Okay, so as I said, so if you don't want to give an answer for this question, that's fine.
So we invite you because we want your views to go on our public platforms. But jokingly, I had said, so I don't think you should be revengeful.
Okay, so let me show the magnanimity of my heart, and let me come back to the topic. So
Thank
as
you,
I
sir.
said that it requires the wider perspective and wider analysis. That what I have seen is scholars also and the students have also not able to realize this aspect that why democracy has flourished in India and why democracy is so fragile that no elected leadership is able to complete 5 years is the root goes back to the Cold War politics. As you see that just after independence, it was very clear we are going to pursue the policy of non-alignment, and which led to the start of the movement NAM.
Yes.
And through that we wanted to keep the Cold War tensions away.
Correct.
But just after independence, Pakistan joined CENTO. The US created military alliance.
Correct.
And the day Pakistan joined military alliance, this strengthened the institution of military within Pakistan. So why democracy is fragile? The roots lies in this aspect also. So if democracy is not that vibrant somewhere, US is also, we need to blame US also, the flag bearer of democracy, who has kept the democracy fragile.
So you
now,
are saying that
let me complete this, that there was the vested interest of the West within this region, because India was very close to communist state, and they were under the fear that probably India will also turn into a communist state. So they need a strategic partner here who was ready to become their military ally, and this strengthened the institution of army, and army in India has always remained in barracks. Okay, so as army got more power, they always try to control the institutions.
Yes.
And this we can also see the way they have tried to attain their political objectives against India through wars also. They were under the misconception that they can have a military victory because they got emboldened because of the support which was coming from the West. So West decided to have military as their ally because they wanted to keep communism of Soviet and socialism in India in check. So one of the reasons for fragility of the democracy in Pakistan is the Western intervention in the region.
So what you're saying is that West thought that it is easier to manipulate a state when it is commanded by military. It is easier to work with, it is easier to influence
because
rather
of the
than
alignment of
chaotic democracy.
Yes.
It is very difficult to manage a chaotic democracy, and so that's why they preferred a powerful military in
Yes,
Pakistan.
because the civilian leadership could have taken an independent path, and probably they will not going to toe the line which was taken which was in the interest of the West, and probably the civilian leadership could have joined NAM.
Correct.
And that is what we saw when after 71 war, Pakistan decided that they want to come out of the US-led military alliance and they joined non-aligned movement.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, sir, I think one of the reasons why Imran Khan had to go out of power was his increasing closeness with Russia, which was probably not liked by the military.
Not liked by the
and
military.
So as soon as military understood that he could take an independent stand, he was ousted of the power.
And that's why the saying goes that Pakistan's policy is governed by 3 A's, and these 3 A's are Army, America and Allah. Okay,
That's
so
right,
these are the 3 A's which are
So,
determining the policy of Pakistan.
sir, how do you see the outcome of the elections in Pakistan, sir? What is your take? And
Personally, if you ask me, I'm very happy with the outcome because what I can see is first time I can see the real change within Pakistan which is coming from the bottom, not from the top. Independents are able to acquire such a electoral victory has increased hope within me that possibly there is a solution of Kashmir. It has given a chance that probably democracy can flourish in our neighborhood, because now the solution of the issue of Kashmir is not in our hand. It lies on the other side of the border. Till the time democracy will not flourish in Pakistan, it is bleak possibility that Kashmir can be solved because the institution has a vested interest in keeping tensions high.
alive.
So as civil society is becoming vibrant,
Right.
this has increased the chances and the hope that probably, yes, future is not that bleak and democracy can flourish, because the saying goes that Pakistan's military has never able to win a war, but they have never lost the political
Election.
battle. They have never lost the
Correct,
election.
sir.
Though they have
Very
never
nicely.
won the war, but they have never lost the election.
Correct.
But first time what I can see, it's a clear dent on the institution of army that despite strong
But how can
backing-
you say, sir? But how can you say this, that it looks like for the first time they have lost
because
elections?
despite strong backing, despite Imran Khan is in jail, despite strong backing to the other political parties, especially the party of Nawaz Sharif, independents have able to acquire the electoral majority.
And all
This
those
speaks
independents who were supported by
the party of
Imran
Imran
Khan.
Khan. So this speaks volume about that civil society is becoming vibrant,
It's
and
ironic.
people are realizing that more than India, it is the institution of army which is the army. Because of things are in the control of army, they are suffering because of their army, not because of India.
But sir, then still, if you leave alone all the independent MLAs who have the highest numbers, the PML, which is Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, and the party led by Bhutto, they can make a coalition government supported by the army, and they can oust
See,
MLAs.
yes, it is a possibility. As I said, it has increased the hope. I'm not saying this will happen.
So this is like the first indication
that
that
optimism which has emerged.
it will take a lot of time for
lot of time probably, but now at least it has given us a hope that things are not that bleak.
Yes, that's right, sir. But then it again brings us back to the question. We are not concerned about Pakistan for the Pakistan's sake. The first concern, we want a democracy in Pakistan, is that we want to have a peaceful neighbor.
Yeah.
So going forward, how should India respond to what is happening in Pakistan, and who should India be concerned with?
So, as I said, the biggest problem for us is that the way ahead, the destiny of South Asia, the vibrancy of SAARC is linked with the solution of the issue of Kashmir. Till the time Kashmir will not be solved, hostility will never end. And it's not like that we have not tried. So many things has been done from our side. so much initiatives has been taken by our side towards the genuine solution of Kashmir. But every time the results are not as we were expecting because of the multiple power centers in Pakistan.
Correct, sir.
There is no one power center, and the strongest power center is the army. As I said, it has vested interest. So if we analyze the ties between India and Pakistan in phases, you can see in every phase, every Prime Minister has tried to settle the issue peacefully, amicably, and every Prime Minister has taken it as a personal agenda to settle Kashmir. But the moment it seems as if two are coming closer
together
to solve the issue, we have seen an attack which has derailed the peace process. Okay, so 2001. Talks were going on, parliamentary attacks. 2008, Manmohan Singh was looking forward for the peaceful resolution, Mumbai attack, which brought the two neighbors very close to the full-fledged war.
Yes, sir.
1998, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, bus diplomacy, Delhi-Lahore bus service,
following Kargil
war. So Kargil war established, Kargil war did one thing, that it established this thing assertively, that there are multiple power centers in Pakistan, and till the time civilian leadership will not have more power. So till the time civilian leadership will not have more power, solution will be bleak. And here I want to add one more thing, suggestion of Shashi Tharoor. And he has suggested a way forward. In this context, according to him, even if the terrorist attack takes place, we should not be the first one to call off the peace process. We need to find engagement.
Because somewhere Indian establishment also needs to realize that attacks is not the intention maybe of a democratically elected people, but it is...
Yes, Tharoor's opinion, as an intellectual, I always admire him and his views. So his stand is that we need to find ways to engage. We need to strengthen our security apparatus. And if terrorist attack takes place, we should not be the one to call off the peace process. And in the same note, he has said, Pakistan never win the war against us. Pakistan can't win the war of attrition against us till the time our secular credentials are strong. And that is why he has given this warning. If we try to become a Hindu state, if we try to assert 3H, Hindi, Hindu, Hindutva, that will be the victory of the idea of Jinnah. But till the time our secular credentials are strong, Pakistan can't win this war.
Thank you so much, Rahul sir, for throwing light and enlightening us with respect to this very, very complicated matter, which Indian state is still finding solutions. And probably, according to you, if we take away three main key points, it looks like that for the first time, we have a fledgling civil society which is asserting itself against, for the first time, prominently against the army. And the powerful army in Pakistan is not a creation of Pakistan itself, which I had personally thought so. But after this discussion, I understand that rather it is in the interest of the West, which has always propped up and ensured that there is always a decisive and a prominent military force, because it makes their job easier. And finally, any resolution between these two acrimonious neighbors cannot be found unless and until we have a powerful democratically elected party or a leader, to say the least. Thank you, sir, for giving us the clarity. I think viewers will enjoy watching this session. And obviously, Rahul sir has forced me to say this, that it is indeed us who invite us and not he who forces me to take his podcast. Stay tuned for more such updates.